Hello, Facebook fans and YouTube fans of DX Engineering. It's Tuesday afternoon here in the Eastern time zone of the USA. It's 18:15 Zulu on February 8th, 2022. It's time for Tuesdays with Tim and Jeff. Jeff is off on vacation today, which is great for Jeff, but we have a very special guest. It's Dr. Bob Heil, K9EID. Hello, Bob.
Hi, Tim, and hello to everybody. So nice to be here. I wish I could be with you, but the stupid COVID still holding down some of the travel. But we're going to get there later in the year, I bet you.
We're going to get there. And Bob, there was some big news yesterday about Heil Sound, and why don't you bring everybody up to speed?
Well, and some of it got misread. We got all kinds of emails. No, I have not retired, but Sarah has. Sarah's been the president, oh golly, for 15 years. But she's retiring, and I think it's time for her to lay back and just do her thing. But me, no, I have not retired. I have a new title. That's about it. But we brought in two guys that have been with us. Stephen Warford. He's our director of operations. He'd been with me since his junior year in high school. Golly, way back in the '90s, and he's an amazing guy. Oh my, he runs Heil Sound. He procures the parts. He takes care of all that kind of stuff and make sure all of the different operations of the production line is working, and he builds a lot of that, and he's wonderful, and he now is going to be part owner. He's so valuable to me. We're going to bring him in as part owner. And the other news is Ash Levitt. Ash is Sarah's son. He's been with us, well, almost since I got together with he and Sarah. He went off for a few years and got a PhD from Mizzou University in psychology. And he was a classically trained pianist. He's got all kinds of guitars, played in several bands, but he got this degree and he was teaching in New York State, and he was up in Buffalo. But his grants got pulled, and he didn't know what was going to happen here about 4 or 5 years ago. I said, I know what's going to happen. And so he's been in the plant for a good 4 years. But even before that, he would go to all the shows with us, especially the shows of NAMM and so on. He really was involved in the company throughout the years. But now he and Stephen have paired up to really take the real leadership of Heil Sound. But I'm not going anywhere. Sorry to some people, but I answer so many emails, and we used to go to club meetings, but now I do them on Zoom. I did one last night, and it was number 266 since February 2020. I mean, almost every night I'm out here doing Zoom presentations and helping people learn a little more about their radios and their microphones and antennas and stuff. So I'm very I'm very proud of that part of it because I know it's helped a lot of the guys. I get lots of emails about it. So sorry, I'm still here, and we're having a lot of fun, and especially I'm on the air every day, and I love ham radio. There's no way that they're ever going to take it away.
So, Bob, it would be fair to say that your soldering iron is still plugged in.
My soldering iron is never more than got to tangle up the cord. It's not on at the minute. It's right here. I don't think you can see it, but yeah, you can a little bit. There's a little workbench for some of it. I got a major workbench. It's over there, and you can still see lots of junk on it I'm working on. But yes, my soldering iron is still with me.
And well, that is great news, and congratulations to Steve and Ash for taking Heil Sound into the next generations. and the fact that they still have your smart brain behind them. And there's such a flurry here in the chat room. I want to recognize some of these great comments for you, Bob. Kilo Papa 4 Fox Lima Radio is in. Whiskey India 9 Echo Mike Tango. Kilo Delta 2 Sierra X-Ray Delta says hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Kilo Bravo 8 Bravo Kilo Alpha. From Brazil, it's Papa Uniform 1 Papa Mike Papa Juliet. And Jeff Tobin, who I work with in broadcasting, Kilo Charlie 3 November Juliet Echo. And from Scotland, it's Golf Mike 0 Victor Radio Papa. And Dino is one of our blog writers. And if you haven't looked at our blog, it's on allbands.com. And so Dino says, congratulations, Bob. Tell Sarah, welcome to the world's longest coffee break in retirement in 73. And Dino and Toby down there, great people in Virginia. And Whiskey Juliet 3 United is on. Kilo 5 Juliet X-Ray. And from Kentucky, it's Whiskey Alpha 4 Mike Oscar Mike. Up in Ontario, Victor Alpha 3 Echo Bravo Mike. Over in Spain, Echo Charlie 1 Charlie Tango. Love Heil microphones. Been using for age. All flavors.
Thank you.
So it's good that you have flavors, Bob. And Kilo Sierra 3 November. Kilo Echo 5 Oscar Lima is on. And let's see. Kilo Fox 6 India is on. That's our friend John Stanford. And Whiskey 1 Whiskey Oscar Radio, and Whiskey Radio 5 Golf. And let's see, Don says Ham Nation is not the same without you, Bob. It's still good, but it's not great. They're doing a great job over there on Ham Nation and the new platform, Bob. And I know you've been a guest a couple of times.
Well, I might address that a little bit. When it would have been in December of what would have been 19. In December, the Twit Network, they were retiring a lot of their programs, and we'd been on for 10 years. And we were one of the top 5 programs, and just incredible. But they had to squash things down a little bit because they changed studios and so on. And so we were going to be without anybody. Well, I ended up talking with Josh, and he said, no, I can take it. And so it moved over there. But what happened in there, I started doing these club meetings via Zoom, as I just talked about. And it was, I don't know why, but Wednesday night seems like the night for club meetings. And so I was not there for a little bit. And I thought, man, I'm not going to be able to do this at all because my Wednesday nights are club meetings on Zoom. And so every once in a while, when I don't have a Zoom club meeting happening, why I jump over there and let them know I'm still alive.
Well, I think that the work that Josh is doing with Amanda, it's just it's fabulous, and they're carrying on a tremendous show that you started, and so I think things are in good hands. And we also have on from Pittsburgh, it's the tall guy, Kilo 3 Sierra Tango Lima, and we have let's see, November 4 Hotel Alpha India Portable 8, and Kilo 3 Kilo Tango Bravo. And he's at work in Sharon, PA. And you remember, Bob, we went to the Quaker Steak and Lube in Sharon, PA when you were here. So we've got Papa Echo 2 Kilo is on, and that's from the Netherlands. And also Kilo Bravo 4 Oscar Victor Papa, Whiskey Charlie 8 Hotel. And let's see, we've got let's see, they're coming in fast now. We've got let's see here. We've got Gray says Heil is great quality stuff and great performance. Donna always so knowledgeable. You know, Donna, it has affected a lot of our lives, Bob. You've got great people out there.
She is amazing. And she's been with us, what, 26 going on 7 years, 27 years. And she can, well, see, I think that the main situation with her is when she started back in then, she was in production. And then as we went along, she got to do a little bit of the service that picked up. But she still does production and service. So she knows how it went together and she knows if anything broke, how she could have fixed it. And that's what she does. And that's what she brings to our service department. She's absolutely amazing. And we're really happy. And I have to say that she's training Tim right behind her. So we're not going to be out floating if she decides to go away in a few years. There's no talk of that yet, but I'm just looking down the old train track, and Tim is really doing good, so helping her. But yes, Donna is something special. Thank you, and I'll tell her about some of these today. I will do that.
Yes, and we have Craig on, Kilo Bravo 5 Zulu Echo Quebec, and our friend Ray Novak, November 9 Juliet Alpha from ICOM America, and Bob the Traveler. He says that's WD8NVN, and he'll see everybody at Hamcation, and Whiskey 3 Radio Golf Alpha, and says hi Bob and Tim, are Steve and Ash hams.
Let me tell you about that. All the years that Steven's been with us, I can't get him to get he's too busy because he does a lot of other things too. And Ash, about, I don't know how, a couple of years back, when we decided that we were going to bring him in full time, it would have been 2.5, almost 3 years. Okay, so he'd been in there about a week or two full time, and he came to me one day and he said, "Check this out." He had a technician license. I said, "Where did you get that?" Well, he says, I got one of Gordon West's books that you had, and I studied it, and I got online and found out that Granite City, close to us, was giving tests on Saturday. So I went down there Saturday and got my technician. That's how brilliant he is. I can't tell you enough about him. And he's a technician. He's not real active just yet because they have a new baby. 2 years old now, grandson for Sarah and I. So he's pretty busy with all the things that we're doing at work. But you'll hear him one of these days. But I tell you that because that's how brilliant Ash Levitt is. So we're very, very blessed, and he knows what's going on. That's for sure.
That's great, and of course our friend Joe K9EID is
Joe.
on, and congratulations. And from Southern Ohio, it's November 8. Mike Whiskey Bravo. Bob, good to have you. Whiskey Charlie 8 Hotel. And from England, it's Golf 6 Juliet Mike X-Ray. And let's see, we've got, it's not even, the sun isn't even up yet in Australia, but it's Victor Kilo 4 Fox Alpha Bravo Quebec from Australia. And Whiskey 9 Papa Yankee, November X-Ray 3 Hotel, Alpha India 5 Fox Radio, and Kilo Bravo 2 Victor Kilo Zulu checking in from Southern New Jersey. Always great tech support from Heil Sound.
Yeah.
And
thank you.
Jeff says, congrats to Sarah. Heil mics are awesome. Trying to get our church to get them.
All right.
And from Denmark, it's Oscar Zulu 1 Delta Whiskey X-Ray, Kilo Charlie 0 Mike Kilo Sierra. From Puerto Rico, Kilo Papa 4 Zulu Zulu. I love my Pro 7. And from Tennessee, Kilo November 4 Tango Echo Echo. And Beat over there in Switzerland, Hotel Bravo 9, India Victor.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. John says my box of DX Engineering stickers arrived the other day, and I found a Yaesu FT891 at the bottom. And John, I hope you enjoy that new FT891. And Germany won. Mike Hotel United, and Matt says congrats from November Charlie 4 Sierra Uniform. So appreciative of Bob's contributions to ham radio and music. Also a proud owner of a K9EID autographed pair of Pro 7s. Wow, that's something special, Bob.
Thank you. Thank you. That's great.
And see, Andrew says, let's see, we got Whiskey One Whiskey Oscar Radio. And Mike says, congrats on retirement, but history in the making. We'll miss you all from the Heil Company, but the name will live on. But Bob's not going anywhere.
I don't know where they got this.
Bob's not going.
The first line too fast.
Yeah. Show us some of the hot mics that you've got, headsets there, Bob.
Well, I don't know what that last thing was about, but one of the best things that's out on the old shipping desk today, the dealers, is the BM17. It's an amazing headset. I did it actually to start. I did it for the park on the air. When that started, I got to do something. It's lightweight and it really works super. And depends on what you're using it on as to which microphone element. So there's several models of this because of the element. And the story there is ICOM has phantom power. That means there's 8 volts coming down that mic line. Their preamps are a couple of dB lower than everybody else because they use an active microphone. The IC, we call it, an electret, it has an FET transistor in it. It's actually a little amplifier, puts out a lot of output. And they have always had a lower gain. That doesn't work on Kenwood, Yaesu, Elecraft, or anything else. We have dynamics for that. We have a special dynamic element. So you have to order which element you want. But one of the other ones that's really, really fun is this little guy. And I have to tell you, this is our handy talkie, a headset. Stephen Warford had about 80% to do with this. There again, he's not even a ham, but he's listening to people. And between him and Ash and Donna, they put this together, and then they brought me to pieces and said, here, check this out. And we had to do a couple of refinements, but this thing is amazing. And it works. The ICOM one works right into a 705. And the 705, do I have a couple of hours? I want to tell you, this has become one of my favorite radios. I talk about it all the time on my Zoom things, but I'm on the air with it. I drive a 1955 Central Electronics Linear. Why? That linear is AB1. It was built for only a few watts input and a half a kilowatt out. That's exactly what this needs. And boy, I have so much fun. It sounds great as all other ICOMs on AM. And that's, somebody said, do I work AM? That's mostly where you find me today, is on AM. And we also have a new adapter coming. It's been quite a while to getting it here because of pipes and all, but we're there. So we have an adapter that with that special little plug that push to talk line, and you plug in your IC headset or microphone, and away you go. So those will be available at DX Engineering very shortly. So if you have a 705, you want to get in line. And I really love the 705. It's great, as all the other 7300. I don't know how they're going to top that. So it's wonderful to be able to work with all these different things. But it's been quite amazing to see the upsurge in the 705.
Yeah, no, it is a very popular radio, and the 7300 is sort of like the iPhone. You know, I remember when when we first got the 7300s at the store, we had a line outside before the store opened up. Just like when the new iPhones come out. So
Yeah.
it is it's really cool. Let's see here. We got a few other guys on. We have let's see here. Kilo Echo 9 X-Ray Fox is on with us, and November 2 Oscar Alpha. He says love the Heil products, and John says Whiskey Bravo 4 Quebec Delta Alpha. Hope to see you on the air more. Well, Bob's not going away. Sarah's retiring. Bob's not going away.
I'm on the air every day. Every
Yeah.
day. Most of the mornings, I'm on 3885 in the AM window. I do hope you know about that. From 3870 to 3890 is reserved since 1959 for AM only. See, we're crystal controlled. We can't move around. But when we get on our sideband icons and so on, we can move wherever we want. So they've reserved that for
3885.
3885 at 9 o'clock every morning.
There you go. And Alex, Mike 7, Mike Echo X-Ray from England says, Bob, I use the Pro Elite headphones with the ICOM 7300 and 9700. Fantastic audio. Keep up the great work. And India Tango 9, India Delta Golf is on. And from Costa Rica, it's Tango India 2, Charlie Charlie. And we got, let's see, Don says, my Pro 6 Elite has worked flawlessly for years with my FT450. And we've got Gunter, Delta Kilo 5, Oscar Norway Victor is on. And Andrew says, let's see, he must be doing something wrong there. He's having trouble with his audio on his mic. And we've got Whiskey Radio 5 Golf is on. Question for Bob. Any future plans of a Bluetooth Heil headset for the 705 or the ID52?
Not at this time. I just haven't. I haven't warmed up the Bluetooth, and the reason is it's not really clear like a regular analog connection. I always say it's kind of bubbly sounding once in a while, and I hate that. So I don't know if they've been improved. I'll have to fix and see what's going on. But any of these, if you're having a problem, don't go to EHAM and gripe about it. That gets you nowhere. What you do, send me an email and you will get a phone call back from me. I that's my other job here. And it's my email, K9EID at ARRL. You send that to me and give me your phone number. Let's talk about it. It's a lot of times I'll get on Skype or Zoom or something with you and we will work it out. There is no reason to have any of our products that they don't work well. They're either not adjusted. We have a lot of adjustments in radios today with equalization, bandwidth, and so on. Or you have the wrong type. You can't use a dynamic element very well into ICOM. You can, but you have to know how to set it. So, hey, I use our 781 into the 7300, but you have to raise the gain, da, 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 da. Send me an email and we'll fix your problem. I don't want you to ever have a Heil product that you are not thrilled with. You've seen it today. Everybody that has our products are all in love with it because it works. How do I know that? Before I do any release, it's over there. It's on the air near the DX engineering clock. And I build this stuff here. Then and only then do we take it into production. So I know it's working. I have all these wonderful different radios, and I'm so blessed to be able to help the manufacturers. So just drop me a line, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, that's the way to go, is to communicate with Bob. If you have trouble, it's K9EID at ARRL.net, and he will work it out. And we have Mike McDonald on, and he says, love the sound of my PR40 from Bob. And Jim, I really want to get a Heil for my 991A. What is recommended?
Oh, I love the 781 into that radio. That's a super radio, and I love uh, the 781. But you have to set it up right. Go into our pages. We have about 50 pages under support. With a brand new website, by the way. But go into the ham radio side under support. You're going to find about 50 pages, all things ICOM, all things Yaesu, all things Elecraft, so on, so on, so on. And if that doesn't work, send me a note. We'll get on the air. We'll fix it. Because the 991 is a great little radio.
From the Faroe Islands. Bob, this is a very cold place. Oscar Yankee 1, Oscar Fox. He's on. And Peter, Kilo Juliet 7, India Echo Alpha says recommendations for the IC 7300.
No question. If it's an ICOM, it's the ICM. I mean, we started building this for ICOM some years ago to help people have a better microphone. And the ICM almost spells ICOM, doesn't it? It is amazing. Let's see, there it is right there. And it comes with the cable and a connector because I don't want you trying to use some other cable. It won't work on your Kenwood or your Yaesu or anything else, but it really brings the ICOM alive. It's the number one microphone on the market for an ICOM radio.
And then Chip says, I love Bob's book. It is still relevant today. And also Whiskey 2 Quebec United is on and says, thanks for putting out such quality products. And Jeff, Kilo Echo 9 Bravo Victor says, love my PR30. Such great products. He grew up in Fairview Heights.
All right.
And love Bob's book. Great explanations. Whiskey 9 Oscar Queen India is on as well. And our friend Skip says all Heil Pro 7 headsets, 4 of them, are used at the K8 Bravo Fox club site. This is the Portage County Amateur Radio Service in Ravenna, Ohio. Our members love them. And we've got November 8 uniform. X-Ray November is on. And another guy who is up early in Australia, Victor Kilo 2 India Zulu. Any thoughts on the crazy equalization and mixing some hams are using between their mics and transceivers? Is it really needed? What do you think, Bob?
No. Why? Because most of the radios in the past 2 decades you have built-in equalizers. How do I know that? Because they came to me and I helped design them. And it all started with this. In 1982, I built this little EQ 200. The league took it and they put it on the front cover. It got the cover award. It was a lead article. It was the first time equalization had happened. That is exactly the equalizer that's in an ICOM. And Yaesu came to me a couple of years later and we did a parametric for them. Now, the problem, I told them then, I told Dr. Hasagawa, listen, you're going to have a problem. What be the problem? Education. You see, with the 2-band EQ that's shelving like this, I've already figured out the frequencies. All you have to do is increase or decrease. You don't want any bass, turn it off. You want some highs at 2.5K where the magic spot is, turn it up. With a Yaesu, you don't have 2 buttons. You have 9, and none of them are preset like the ICOM. The ICOM's very easy. You have to figure it out. And so I listen on the air and I hear so many Yaesu owners, they're still in the default mode, and it really makes me sad. They have one of the most powerful things in their radio, but they don't use it because they don't understand it, and it's not their fault. Well, all they have to do is go to our website, and you go to the support page on ham radio, all things Yaesu, and all of them are alike. And that's another thing. They have different assignment numbers, but all of them have those 4 filters all the way up to the new 101. And you set that up right, and you're going to find out that your radio has a whole bunch of things about it that you have to work with it. You can't just turn it on, and it's very simple. There's a setup for an ICOM, for the Yaesu, I'm sorry, and it really works well. It gives you all of the frequency level width, frequency level width, frequency level width. The bottom, the red part, is when you turn the processor on. You might want to do it differently. So there you have both of the two sets of EQs, and it's all on our pages. It's all there for you, and I'd be glad to help you again if you call me on the. Send me an email and we'll get on the phone or whatever. But it's very important that these equalization things are set properly.
So the support pages on the Heil website are so good, Bob, and so hopefully a lot of guys can get help there. We've also got Mike Zero Lima Sierra Kilo on from England. He says, "Good old fashioned service right from the top. Keep up the good work, Bob." 73 from the other side of the pond.
All right.
And Jerry says, "Bob is a treasure. He's an asset to ham radio." And Don, Whiskey Juliet 3 United, says, "Awesome live stream today."
Yeah.
And Kevin says, "I have the ICM from my 7300 and I get excellent audio reports."
Yep.
And
Yep.
Kilo Bravo 4, Oscar Victor Papa, the press has been so helpful. Absolutely great equipment. And Jerry says, "Love my PR40 for audio work. I use the Pro Set with the 7300." And Ray says, "Enjoy all my Heil gear. Looking forward to using them at the Oshkosh Air Show in the summer."
Right.
And we got the Herm says he says, "Is the ICM preferred for the 7610?" What do you think, Bob?
Absolutely. If it says ICOM, ICM. Almost spells ICOM, doesn't it? That's why I did that. It's the best microphone for all of the ICOMs. I have them all here, a 7610, 7851, and I can guarantee you, because I'm on the air with it, and I've played around with other microphones. Nothing touches the ICM for an ICOM. It's very simple.
And Kilo India 5, Juliet Fox November says, "You've used a lot of radios. What is your perfect setup?" I think you have so many radios, and they're all good.
When I tell you, you're gonna go, what? You want the best radio? Not the best radio. There it is, over there in the corner. That ICO and the ICO modulator. That's all AM stuff. Or this one right here, the 20A. I built that when I was 18 years old, and it's still with me. And they are not the best. See, I forget how you worded it, but they've been with me so long. I love all those things and so on. But no, when I just sit down behind me on the good stuff, it'll be the 7610, 7300, the 7851. And there's just, I'm sorry, there's nothing like them. They're easy to set up, and they really do work.
Yeah, there's ICOMs here. So let's see. We've got Walter says, "Congratulations to you on your decades long love affair with ham radio and your ability to market great products to us. I'm 100% thrilled with all my Heils." And Ron says, "Does the IC 7300 hand mic have a Heil element in it already?"
Yes, yeah, that we have a hand mic with an IC in it, and it works great. And we have the best sounding hand mic. You know why? Hand mics to me, and this is the physics of it. You put an element in a clamshell, and that's what it sounds like. I can pick out a hand mic up and down the bands. Yeah, some sound better than others. But what did I do? I put a screen in the top of it, and I opened up that clamshell so that it doesn't resonate. It's going to resonate like this. But when you open up the top, it doesn't. And people, they won't know you're on hand mic. And I really love that, and it's been with us about 10 years, and a lot of guys are finally figuring it out. It's not just a hand microphone. We make it with the dynamic for the other radios also. It works terrific.
And WJ3U says Heil's support articles on setting up the mics is great information. And Cliff, Whiskey 9 Kilo Kilo, he says he loves his ICM and the PR40. And so, yes, Scott, ICM is the recommendation for the ICOM radios. And Papa Echo 2 Kilo says, what do you love as a ham for a mic, Bob? You love all your mics.
Yeah, yeah. They're like children. They really are.
And Kilo 4 Mike Juliet Fox says, thank you for a quality product. I have the Heil Pro 7 headset with my 991. I get great audio reports. Thanks again. And Michael, good to have you on. And
yeah, this little guy.
Look at that. Isn't that beautiful?
This little guy. The best thing about this little guy is that phase switch.
Yep.
A lot of people don't understand that. But the phase reversal, we're the only company that does it. We've been doing it for more than 12 years. It's phasing is so important. It's one of my favorite subjects, and I really get into it with these Zoom contacts with clubs each night. If you got a club, send me an email. I'll be there. But it's the physics of it. You go in and you hear this little weaky guy way back here, and you reverse the phase of these speakers, and you're going to be able to move him up front. You can move signals around in your head, and all of the users that are into DX and contesting, they love it. And I think you'll agree with this, Tim, that you can get into a big pile up and you don't hear much reverse, and somebody will come out of it because the phasing is different. And yeah, it's been a huge help to the serious operators.
Yeah, no, that's a great feature. And we have Larry, Kilo Bravo Zero, Sierra Quebec Whiskey on. And Robin says, I'm using the PR780 on my 7610, 7300, 9700. I get great audio reports. It works well with the dynamic mics. And we've got Herm says, thanks, Bob. Keep up the excellent job. And our friend Gunter, DK50NV, says, thanks for the great live show. And Bubba says, is there a predefined microphone profile for a Flex 6400 with the PR40?
No, I don't have any of the Flex stuff. And what you can do with that is look at some of our graphs and charts and just pick up. You want to roll off some low end, and you want to increase 2.5K. That is the significant frequency. And that was all learned from the Bell Labs back in the 20s. 2.5K is so important. And if you don't have it, then you're going to go on the air sounding like this. And that's with no EQ. And that's really what disturbs me is guys have a powerful thing, and a lot of them will leave it in default. But if you go searching about it, we can help you. But listen carefully. All I'm turning back up is 2.5, and it's a little parametric equalizer. And here comes 2.5. And the minute it hits it, you're going to know it. There is 2.5. So now the essence of sound, the F and the S is all there, where if I take it out, there's no essence of sound. And I hear a lot of signals. They're just flat and mundane. You keep that 2.5 rich and balance things around it. But that is such an important thing. And every radio out today has some form of equalization.
Yep. Yeah, that is good information, Bob. Jim, WA3 Echo Radio Quebec is on at the Philadelphia airport. And of course, Bubba is November 4 Quebec Mike. And Sorbello says, Dr. Bob, I like your radio station. I love teaching radio to kids. I do the school call, and I am ranking as an electrical an electronic engineer. And Jerry is on with us, Whiskey Radio 5 Golf. I still use my PR780 microphone on my ICOM rigs. The microphone is over 10 years old, and I always receive excellent audio reports. And here's our friend from Oklahoma City, Ron, KC5QCV, says, "Hi, Bob. I remember when you came down to Ham Holiday in Oklahoma City. You were the banquet speaker, and you showed a film of your starting in making microphones. And you remember, I mean, that's when I was living down there.
That's where we met.
That's it.
That's where you and I met. I have a picture of you and I, and yeah, that was a fun time.
That was a very fun time, and was so thankful that you came down to Oklahoma City. And Ham Holiday is one of my favorite ham fests, absolutely. And let's see. Bubba says, I'm using the PR 781 profile, and it seems to work. And our friend Mike, Kilo Echo 3 Juliet Papa is on, and Kilo Oscar 4 Charlie Delta Juliet says, good afternoon all. Is there something I can use to switch my handy mic for ICOM and foot switch setup between two rigs?
Here you got it. Big problem. First of all, are the two rigs both ICOM? You have a big problem switching radios because of ground loops and all other kinds of things. And it's why years ago I came out with just simple adapters. You leave this plugged into the radio, and you just have to take the cable from the microphone and plug it in here or plug it in there. And then you have your push to talk, and all that is taken care of in that adapter. But you're going to end up having all kinds of RFI problems. It's a difficult thing to do. I've tried many times. I'll show you how I solve it. And you're going to say, what? You remember the old telephone operators? Well, I borrowed a thing from them. Right now, this is over on the 7610, the microphone. If I want to go over to the 7800, that one happens to be that one. And this is the push to talk switch, my foot switch. And there it is. Now, that microphone, the purple one you see, 780, that is hooked into this transmitter. If I want to put it back into the 7610, come on here, I just simply take this, plug her back into here, take the foot switch and put it over here. There is no ground loops because every one of those jacks are nylon. Nothing touches anything, just its inherent connections of this connector and the microphone. And that really works. A little bit of work to do that. I know you're going to tell me you should put that on the market. Maybe I will one of these days because it really works. I also have one over there. That one is 25 years old for all the vintage gear. That's where I originally got the idea, because when you start tying these radios together, you have a big problem. And the ground loop really comes forth, and RFI is prevalent. So that's my only answer to that.
Okay. Well, that's great advice. And I think our last one here, what Heil headset is recommended for the ICOMs?
Anything that has an IC in it. IC is our special element that has an FET transistor in it. It's a little electret about that big around. And all of our headsets and the ICM microphone that are used for ICOM have that. It needs 8 volts of phantom power, which comes up the mic line. Think about this a minute. That same, don't forget about the shield now. The center conductor, you're feeding 8 volts up. It goes in and it converts it into audio, and it comes back down the same wire. That'll be something for you to think in the middle of the night. That wire is carrying DC this way and AC that way. And so we have we have the electret. It's really good. Took me a long time to perfect it. But any of our headsets that you want to use on ICOM, it will have a label on it, IC, because some of these are built with dynamics for other Yaesu, Kenwood, all that aircraft. But if it has an IC, you're good to go. And you need the proper adapter because some of them have a capacitor in them that stops feeding the DC. We don't want to do that. So all these have to be proper, and they're all spelled out very well on our website. If not, K9EID at ARRL.net.
And also on the DX Engineering website as well.
Yeah,
You know, Bob, you took a 15-minute show and we made it 45 minutes. It's been the fastest 45 minutes that we've ever done, but great viewers on today. And of course, the recording lives on YouTube and Facebook. And Bob, we want to thank you so much for coming on today. Congratulations on the new owners. And we look forward to more exciting products from the K9EID labs at Heil Sound.
Okay, well, thanks for having me. And to answer so many of you, you really might want to get a hold of this handbook. I wrote this, and I really didn't write it. I compiled it. It's got a bunch of notes from many of my mentors, and it's got a lot of information. It's unlike most handbooks. You have to be an engineer to read them. Not this one. I wrote this for us, hams, and the DX Engineering has those. So anything else, please let me know. Email me, good or bad, and I will help you.
Okay. Thanks very much, Bob. And give our best to Sarah and the rest of the Heil team. And we'll see you next time. And 73 to all of you from DX Engineering.
73, and so long for everybody. See you on the air.